Good evening. This is a meeting of the Township Committee, April 7th, 2025. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press and 2 of our Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building and filing with the Township Clerk, all on January 11th, 2025. Committeeman Clark.
Here.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Here.
Committeeman Sedembrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Here.
Mayor Perry.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our constitutions, freedoms, and way of life. Thank you. For tonight's presentations, I'd like to begin with inviting the Assistant Township Administrator, Jim Van Ness, to please come forward.
So in order to sneak this on the agenda, since it's hard to get things on the agenda when the assistant administrator tends to look at them, we put it under a presentation by EMS, but as you can see, there is no EMS here tonight. So, Jim?
Thank you.
As many of you know, for 15 years, our assistant administrator, Jim Van Ness, has sat through, I don't even know, want to count how many executive sessions, how many.
A lot.
And many meetings, has perused all these different budgets. But at the end of this month, our assistant administrator is calling it a career here in Middletown, and for it to be to have a Middletown guy growing up here and serving this town. To having his knowledge of each corner of this municipality we're really fortunate to have that. And I know Tony is fortunate to have that. But it was Cindy really the whole time that was keeping it under control.
You got that right.
But Jim, after so many years, we were able to sneak it on the agenda. While we congratulated Jim upstairs with regard to his retirement at the end of this month, Jim, on behalf of the residents of Middletown, on behalf of everybody that you work with, the Township Committee, all the folks behind you, want to say thank you and congratulations.
Ed, there's a lot of people who work for the township who kind of fly under the radar. They don't get their name in the paper often. They don't get much notoriety about certain things. They work behind the scenes doing things that, trust me, save this township millions of dollars. Nobody here thinks their taxes are too low, right? Well, they'd be even higher if we didn't have people like Jim who work at jobs that are very, very complex and difficult to administer, but if they're not done properly, they can cost real money for towns, whether it's lawsuits or health claims, whatever. If they're not managed well, they can be very expensive to the township. So sometimes I think it's really nice for people who do those behind the scenes jobs to be recognized and applauded for all the work they do. They've saved all of us in here money, I can assure you that. And it's been a great career for Jim, and wish him the best.
So, but before I let Jim say a few words, when I was before I was an elected official and I was a member of the Middletown Library Board, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Jim in one of my first meetings, and he says, it's great to do these things, but one day assessments are not going to go up as they are, and they're going to stabilize, and they're going to go down, and we're going to have to deal with that. And Colleen is nodding in the background, and Jim, meeting after meeting after meeting, would remind us of that, and making sure that the decisions we were making were the right ones, making sure that we all kept an understanding of where that budget needed to be and where it had to end up with. And I'll never forget Jim constantly reminding, and then when I sit with Colleen and the TC and Tony, and we look at the budgets, I think of Jim Van Ness, and I think eventually they are not going to be increasing. So you have to realize that. So, but Jim, again, congratulations, and if you want to say a few words.
Well, yeah, I mean, 15 years is a long time to be in one spot, but this is my hometown. I grew up here. I graduated, well, I went to grammar school, junior high school, and I graduated high school here. So I'm very glad to come back to Middletown 15 years ago to come and serve. It's been my honor to serve everybody out here, and I hope I did a good job.
Congratulations, Jim. Thank you. Jim, you'll have, since I guess you're giving up your office at the end of the month, you'll have to find a new place for this, but the Township Committee hereby presents this plaque to James Van Ness in recognition of 15 years of outstanding leadership, dedication, and service as the Assistant Township Administrator and HR Director. Your commitment and contributions have made a lasting impact on your community. Jim, congratulations. Yeah. Great.
One, two, three. Congratulations, Jim.
All right.
Our next presentation, we have recognizing April 2025 as Alcohol Awareness Month in the Township of Middletown. I'd like to invite Middletown Alliance Coordinator Erica McKee and Chairperson Committeewoman Kimberly Kratz to the front of the room to join the mayor.
So, number one, for those of you who don't know Erica does a phenomenal job heading up our municipal alliance. And the first time I got to meet Kim Kratz, I don't even know how many years ago at this point now, was on her work with the Drug and Alcohol Alliance and Municipal Alliance, which if you are here on a Tuesday through Thursday, basically, at any time, there are kids running in and out of these hallways, and the work and time and effort that our Municipal Alliance Project Plus does is phenomenal. It is outstanding. The work of the volunteers, everybody to try and give kids a real path and understanding of the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse, and all the other things that we've worked on, mental health training, all of these different social media warnings for parents. You know, I can always tell when it's the parents training and the kids training being done separately, because I'm always not surprised anymore. But you can always tell when the parents have gotten that training, because they walk out of that training like, oh my God, I didn't realize half of these things. But they do a phenomenal job, and Kim, even after she got elected to the governing body, continued to take up the helm as the municipal chair. You know, this April 2025 is Alcohol Awareness Month. So I thought it was appropriate to bring Erica and Committeewoman Kratz down to recognize this, but talk about the great work that they're doing. So Kim?
Thank you. So for those who don't know, the Alliance is made up of stakeholders in our community, purely volunteer organization. Blessed to have really strong leadership. We have our police department, we have Chief Weber as a member of our Alliance, members of our Board of Education, parents like me. That's how I started to volunteer. Was I have 2 boys. And I knew full well that I wanted to make sure I had all of the education to be able to give to them, so that I knew that they were getting the most clear information, not from their friends or their peers, but really just making sure that it was accurate. On a personal level, it's very important to me, and this month is very important for all of us to be well aware. Unfortunately, my dad is one of 6. The youngest 2 siblings are twins. Unfortunately, when my uncle was 25 years old, made the choice to get into a vehicle. He was impaired himself. He was drinking, got into a vehicle with two of his other friends who were also drinking. They were at a party and made the decision to get behind the wheel of a vehicle, and all three perished. So really unfortunate, changed our family forever. I was 11 years old at the time, and just to see my own family deal with all of that tragedy and navigate all of that really made me feel that, you know, as a child, I was made aware of it, but even as an adult too, I wanted to always make sure that our community was the safest it could be, and that we were providing our residents, and not just our young people, but our adults too, with the most education, because it's a real issue. Thankfully, in this day and age, we have Uber and there's other alternatives, and we don't have to make that choice to ever get behind the wheel of a vehicle ever. Buzz drinking is still impaired driving, so it's really important just to keep that in mind. So thank you for your time, and we're so thankful for Erica. It's been a wonderful year plus with Erica. She's done beautiful work. If you haven't already, please look at our website, middletownnj.org/Middletown Alliance. There's a wealth of information there for all of you to navigate. And Erica, I'm sure we'll talk to you more about different programs that we have currently going on in town too.
Absolutely. So on social media, we do have an Instagram and a Facebook account at Middletown Alliance. Just like our website, there is a plethora of information for parents and educators on drug and alcohol topics, mental health topics, social media safety, everything under the sun that helps your youth be the best leaders that they can be. So every month, we also do parent presentations. This month is on social media, and it's actually happening here in Town Hall next Monday at 7 p.m. upstairs in our training room. So we have a wonderful prevention specialist that goes over current trending social media apps and websites, how to navigate those conversations around social media with your youth and your teens, and just how to really encourage them to make smart choices with it. And like I said, have those important conversations. Also this April, we are doing a spring Clean Out Your Lungs initiative. So we have 3 PSAs. The first one went out today on health risks associated with vaping nicotine products. And the 2 upcoming PSAs we have will be on tips and resources for quitting vaping, as well as I'm hoping my friend Ted over here will do the 3rd PSA with me on how to recycle vapes and the vape batteries at the Middletown Recycling Center. Also, April being Alcohol Awareness Month on our Instagram and Facebook accounts. There's 5 Tuesdays in April. So every Tuesday, I'm hosting a Tip Tuesday on how to consume alcohol in a safe, low-risk way. So keep your eyes out for that, as well as our event flyers and programs, including, as Mayor Perry said, our Project Plus, now called Alliance Leaders Program for our 5th and 8th graders. We hold here every Tuesday and Wednesday to cover drug and alcohol prevention, decision-making skills. We work with our police officers on, we do a fun police tour and they get to meet a canine dog, but also go over drug and alcohol prevention tactics with them as well. And it's a really great way for your youth and your kids to become leaders in their community and their schools. So we have a lot of programs and a lot of things upcoming and in place, and we're just excited to continue it.
Awesome, thank you.
But I'm glad to know that Ted knows how to recycle.
We do. Do now.
Yes, we do now.
You're not personally using it, are you, Ted?
No.
Okay.
I'll try each one now.
All right, well, the one thing I did not realize, and I read in this proclamation, a typical American sees 100,000 beer commercials before they turn 18. Jim, how many beer commercials do you see? All right, well, I, Mayor Tony Perry, the Middletown Township Committee, joined the Middletown Alliance in proclaiming April 2025 as Alcohol Awareness Month in the Township of Middletown. Call on all citizens, parents, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, hospitals, schools, and colleges in Middletown to support the efforts that will provide early education about alcohol and substance use or misuse to increase support for individuals and families coping with alcohol use disorders. Through these efforts together, we can provide hope, healing, and help for those in our community who are facing the challenges of alcohol use and misuse. So let's give it up for our team right here. Erica Raven is frantically waving.
Yes, sorry.
Frantically waving.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thanks so much.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks again.
It's not the same.
I know. Ready?
Our next presentation is recognizing April 6th through the 12th, 2025 as National Library Week at the Township of Middletown. I'd like to invite Middletown Township Public Library Director Kate Hammond to the front of the room.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Committeewoman Kratz is sticking down here because she is our liaison to the library board. So April is Committeewoman Kratz's month here. But really, the individual that deserves a lot of credit and a lot of thanks is Kate Hammond. For those of you who haven't seen the renovations of our library that just reopened, it is fantastic. It is amazing. The history room is amazing. The breakout rooms are incredible. And it's perfect. Had I known that library week was the following week, I would have told you wait until Monday and do it. But I don't think the public was ready to wait another week.
Nor the staff.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
But the Middletown Library staff deserves a lot of credit because for, I said this during our sneak preview 2 weeks ago, and during the ribbon cutting, the staff kept it going regardless of the construction happening. And this renovation to the library, I said then, and I'll say it again tonight, is how you redefine what the definition of a library is, and that is our new township facility. So if you haven't seen how beautiful, how modern and up to date it has become with 3D printers, with all the makers room, the history room, the breakout rooms that are there, the open concept of that whole new wing. It is beautiful. And Kate, thank you so much on behalf of the Township Committee. You did a fantastic job in getting it done and really working to help make that definition the Middletown Township Public Library. So Kate, congratulations on the job. Very well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Mayor Perry and the whole Township Committee. National Library Week is always a very important week in the year. It was created to really celebrate and highlight the role that libraries and library staff have on the community. And I personally feel very lucky. I've been in library for 15 years. I've been in Middletown for 10. And we just have a wonderful community. We have a wonderful staff. Everybody loves the library. Everybody just wants to be there to help. And the last year, as we've been undergoing renovations, it's been a little chaotic, a little hectic, but it was our goal to really remain open, like you said, and we were able to manage that, and everybody's been so patient. So it really is great. There's a lot of private study rooms, the makerspace, a new history room. I really invite everybody to come down and check it out. Say hello to a staff member, ask us questions. We're there to help. So
it's great, and please get over there as quickly as possible.
Sure, just real quick, I just wanted to thank Kate in addition and the staff at Middletown Library. It's no easy lift to do this kind of renovation and still remain open to serve the patrons in town. And they were absolutely amazing. Also wanted to just give a shout to Wendy Latona too, who was also instrumental too in managing the project and really pushing it forward. For our young people in the room, there's a wonderful teen room now that is just for you guys. I'm going to tell you, it's like the best furniture ever. It's fabulous. So I hope you guys get to go check it out too. But thanks again so much, Kate. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure working through it.
So I, Mayor Tony Perry, the Middletown Township Committee, do hereby proclaim April 6th to the 12th, 2025 as National Library Week in the Township of Middletown. During this time, we encourage our community members to visit the Middletown Township Public Library. Visit its social media, its website to check out all the diverse programming, special events, and new features, and go in, take advantage of this great new space, and enjoy the Middletown Township Public Library. Kate, congratulations.
Raven.
Frantically.
For Raven.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Kate.
Yeah.
Our final presentation for tonight, we have a presentation recognizing Middletown High School North Varsity Girls Swim Team for winning the 2025 C North Division Championship. At this time, I'd like to invite Coach Megan Gafari and the team to the front of the room to join Mayor Perry.
You guys can come over here too. So. Okay, good.
Let's give it up for our division champ. So, it's always, it feels like we cannot have a township committee meeting anymore without a champion coming through and sitting this well, because Middletown North and Middletown South have had a boatload of them recently, but you are our newest champions that are here. And, I know that, it's not gonna be the last time all you ladies are sitting here, right?
No, I think we're hoping for next year.
Confidently look at me and say yes. But you know, it's funny because for most of you as individuals, as collectively as a team, you look at swimming and kind of think of it as an individual based sport, but we know that it's not, because it's the determination and drive and the push that each of you have on each other as competitors, as students, that make this sport really one of the most exciting, I think, in high school, college, and obviously at an Olympic level. And all of you deserve a lot of credit, because it was that drive that has brought you to this point and secured the championship that you haven't had in quite a while, right?
Yeah. First time since. 2008, right? Yeah.
2008, yeah.
2008.
So you all deserve a lot of credit, and let's bring that championship back next year. Coach, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, so this was the same team basically that we had the year before, so I think that kind of helped a little bit with that. But yeah, I am definitely very proud of all of you. Thank you for honoring us and the committee, and surprise, I remember. I did t-shirts then. But yeah, so I hope to do it again next year, so we will see. But yeah, this is my first division win, and then the first one since 2008. So
Excellent. Well, let's give them a round of applause. Yeah, the Township Committee, we want to congratulate Middletown High School varsity swimmers for winning the 2025 C North Division Championship. Congratulations on achieving this division championship with impressive total of 7 wins. Your dedication to your sport is admirable, and we're so proud of you for working with your teammates to earn each and every victory. We wish you lots of success and are confident that you'll be right back here again next year. Let's give it up one more time for our team. Yeah. Ravens coming. They wanted me to say that you're gonna make a splash again next year. They snuck that pun right in there for me. All right. I wasn't prepared when I read that at the bottom.
Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. And if you want to just hold for your parents and guardians, we will.
Ravens, so professional. All right, let's give it up one more time.
thank you.
Are they on the white team too?
Some are.
That must be first foot back. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, don't worry, this makes me like it. I know. That's why I don't want to get away. Let's just take, we're gonna take a 1-minute recess, so if you'd like to not participate in the rest of your homework, that's fine. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Yeah.
Agenda, we have introduction of proposed ordinances. We have ordinance 2025-3458, an ordinance authorizing entry of agreement for the purchase and sale of real estate and grant of parking and access easements with St. Mary Mother of God Church for the acquisition of block 524, lot 84, and a portion of lot 101.01, modern day. TBA block 524, lot 84.01 for recreation and open space preservation purposes.
Absolutely 100% motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark,
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel,
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held April 28th, 2025. Our next ordinance for introduction, we have 2025-3459, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 105 of the Code of the Township of Middletown governing the property tax relief payment program for eligible volunteers under its volunteer incentive program.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held April 28th, 2025. Our next ordinance for introduction, 2025-3460, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,850,000 for the Kings Highway Safety Improvement Project Phase 1 and by and for the Township of Middletown in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $810,350 in bonds or notes of the township for financing the part of the appropriation.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held April 28th, 2025. At this time, we have ordinance 2025-3461, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $3 million for acquisition of property by and for the Township of Middletown in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $2,850,000 in bonds or notes of the township for financing part of the appropriation.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held April 28th, 2025. At this time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 25-142 through 25-152.
Motion to approve a consent agenda.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt consent agenda. It's time we have Township Committee comments.
All right. Committeewoman Kratz.
I'm going to hold mine. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Committeeman Sedambrino.
I may hold mine as well.
All right. Well, Clark was like getting ready to hit his button, so I decided to call your name because he was like real quick to that trigger. Committeeman.
I was just really excited to tell you I'm going to hold till next.
Okay. DM.
I'm going to just say a few things. Just congratulations to our teams up here are just amazing every time they come in here, every meeting. So that's all I have, Mayor.
All right.
I didn't smell chlorine either.
What?
I didn't smell any chlorine on the girls, so.
Oh, yeah. No.
All right. I do just want to say a couple words. Number one, I want to say thank you to St. Mary's Parish, the diocese. Today is a really big day for the township in terms of the acquisition of Mater Dei. And I want to give a huge thank you to the deputy mayor here, who was absolutely instrumental in making this get across the finish line and to the point that we are today. Rick and I have been working on this off and on for 2, maybe 3 years at this point. And it is a moment that we can be really proud of as a community. And in terms of the preservation of open space, it doesn't get much better than getting 25 acres under control.
28, Mayor.
Nelson says 25, you say 28. With the easement, it's 28. All right. So, but I do want to thank everybody that was involved. I want to thank the bishop. I want to thank Father Jeff. I want to thank every member of the township committee, our professionals in making that happen. Brian, a big part of this. So thank you to everybody, because this really was a long time in the making, and it is great to see that this property is going to be under the control of the township in our newest park at 25/28 acres, whatever you guys want to decide. So, and then finally, today we also introduced the second phase of the Middletown Volunteer Incentive Program. And I want to thank the chiefs. I want to thank John Drucker. I want to thank Colleen, Tony, and I got to speak to the EMS at the EMS department meeting the other day to talk about this phase where we're able to provide a great service, and not only just a great service for our volunteers, but already the fact that the commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs, and I do want to thank Jacqueline Suarez, the commissioner, and Mike Rogers from Local Government Services, because it was not just their support, it was their excitement about this program and how we really are redefining what it means to reward and thank our volunteers. So today's a big first step forward. April is Volunteer Appreciation Month, and I know at the next meeting we'll certainly be able to show our appreciation even more by having our public hearing and hopefully approving this ordinance. With that being said, I'll open it up for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to make a public comment may do so. We ask that you state your name and that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll let you know that you have 1 minute remaining. Any member of the public wishing to make a public comment? My meeting got canceled, just so you know. That's all right. No. No, it got rescheduled though.
Okay. My name is Susan Makaitis. I live at 63 Pape Drive in the Navissing section of Middletown. This is my third appearance here, so you're probably sick of seeing me up here. On my 2 previous visits, I requested that the council consider a resolution supporting the Superfund Act. Once again, I see that it is not on the agenda. As you may recall, the Superfund Act, if passed, would hold major polluters accountable to pay for damage they have caused to our environment, rather than taxpayers paying the bill. This is particularly important at a time when taxes are expected to go up, not down in Middletown. As a Middletown taxpayer, I am respectfully asking why Middletown is reluctant to support a bill that would be beneficial to our town at no cost to taxpayers. Your turn.
Well, as I mentioned, I did have a meeting scheduled with the Senate and Assembly leadership, which was canceled in the end, to discuss the concerns that I think I had mentioned to you at the last meeting on this legislation. It's just a few issues that I have with it because I was there when Senator Lesniak, working in the Senate, when he pushed a Superfund site legislation that ended up being more controversial and probably worse off in terms of making this issue, especially in the northern part of our state, go away, and really hold individuals accountable for whatever the courts have found. So I do have some questions about the legislation and would like the sponsors of the bill to just inform me of why certain aspects of this legislation were
Okay.
included in this. So I
That's
took,
fair.
you know, I love reading legislation, so I can't sign my name onto something that I'm just not in favor of at this
And
point.
that's totally fair.
Appreciate that.
There are more than 20 legislatures who have already signed on as co-sponsors of this bill, just FYI.
Mhm.
So I look forward to the next chapter in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Appreciate your
much.
time.
Yep. Any other member of the public? Yep, Don. Don's ready for summer. It's raining outside. Me too.
With no socks on, then I'm ready.
Yeah.
I was hoping for some warmer weather,
Same.
so I put my vacation shirt on. Anyway, my name's Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive in New Monmouth. I just have a couple of questions when I was reviewing the agenda here. There's a resolution 145 about change orders
For Tyndall.
for Tyndall Park, correct. In the resolution, it says that the award was initially at $2,005,230.
Mhm.
And with the two changes, it increases it by 129,374, which brings it up to a total of 21,34,604, 2.1 million. The resolution actually says 2,226,234, which is a difference of $91,000. And I'm wondering what's correct. If you don't know, you'll find out at the next meeting.
Ted?
Yeah, that's probably from change order number 1, Don, which was the initial change order that's not part of this resolution.
What Ted, I think is, so Ted, just so I understand, the original bid, the original amount was 2,005,000, but the delta of the 2,226 minus the 129 is change order number
I
one?
believe so, yeah. I'll have to
Okay.
check that and see.
Yeah.
In October?
Mhm.
Okay, I can check that out. Since got some time on my hands. And resolution 147 is award of a contract for landscaping services. And it says that the low bidder couldn't provide some kind of documentation. And it says it in the resolution, but it never mentions the low bidder,
Capelli Farms, LLC.
the low bidder.
That,
The low bidder was not named, just who got awarded the
yeah, but
contract.
the qualified, that would be the qualified lowest bidder. The lowest, correct me if I'm wrong, Colleen, the lowest bidder could not provide documentation that allowed
Right.
them to be a qualified bid.
So
correct.
that's what I'm. There's a fence. Okay,
And
thank
that
you.
goes for the change orders too, Don.
What's that?
We can show you the change orders for Tyndall if you want to. Just let me know.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ted. And then in resolution 148 is a not to exceed, changing the not to exceed amount of a contract,
That's our tutoring services.
right? Now, the total not to exceed listed in the resolution, does that include the $2,900 increase?
Yes,
It does.
yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I didn't know what the original contract was.
Yeah, no, I know. 59.
Let me think of it.
52.
Thought I had another question. I guess,
The not to exceed was 52,500 and the additional funds was $2,900.
very good. Thanks, Tony.
Mhm.
That's about all I got for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
No,
Any
thank
other
you.
member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Good, how are you? It's my first time here, so I apologize if I don't follow the rules. Emily Donahue, 4 Huron Avenue in Atlantic Highlands, Navesink area. Tonight you proposed, Emily Donahue. Tonight you proposed ordinance 2025-3461. I have been closely following our Save Our Schools, so I was hoping that maybe there would be a different ordinance proposed tonight. I didn't want to be assumptive in what this ordinance was about, but it didn't quite clarify what it was for the purchase.
This is, it's the sister, basically the sister ordinance for the acquisition of Modern Day.
Okay, perfect. So is there a reason why there wasn't an ordinance proposed for the property of the Board of Education?
It has to go through the whole full process. Like there's a,
So a later date?
correct.
Okay,
Correct.
perfect. Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Joe will get it. Don't worry about it. Any other member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Seeing no other member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and adjourn.
Second. Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel,
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all very much.